Boring. Well, that's useful.
Okay. Let me... True. What's with your collisions? Oh, I came from there. Okay. Spoken to Solus.
Interesting. Good to know.
Alright. Need more coins.
I didn't expect the Inquisitor to be so delightful. Lady Nightingale makes me nervous.
Climb. Maybe later.
Where has that servant gone? Elves, always shirking their duties.
Did you need something?
This is a private conversation.
You have webs. What kind of castle has webs?
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it
Sometimes
was
it's
blood on the
weird.
tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well. You don't leave evidence if you play to win.
With Gaspard and that elf woman here, the only one playing to win is Celine.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet apostate. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour. How can you condone that? They are the ones who should be brought to heel, if you ask me.
Alright. I can't open this, right? I need 3 statuettes. Alright.
It's been too long since
I have a feeling that my reputation's gonna go down when I climb this. What noble would climb this and not be judged? Oh, so I have to be quick about this. Okay, so there's that door. What's on this side? Oh no, my court approval. Alright, I got it back. Let's climb back up. Let me just quickly check this side. Alright. No, my court approval. Alright. Now I can go into the library. toll book. Does anything open? Fuck, this place is too big. Our court approval is gonna go down. No, 65. Alright, let's head back. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's really head back. It's dropping too much. Oh, I only got one back. Oh, that's so bad.
The Inquisitor was headed out of the Fade by Andraste?
Ooh, that's bad. Okay, I'm gonna search this room. Apparently there's Veilfire.
That's the bell. I should get back to the ballroom.
Oh, this entire thing was time limited? Shit. So I don't get to investigate.
Gaspard is wasting his time. Nothing he does could win over the consular.
Shit.
Well, well. What have we here? The leader of the new Inquisition, fabled herald of the faith. Delivered from the grasp of
Hey,
the
it's-
Fade by the hand of blessed Andraste herself.
What's her name? Morgan.
What could bring such an exalted creature here to the Imperial Court, I wonder? Do even you know?
It's a mystery.
We may never know. Courtly intrigues and all that.
Such intrigues obscure much, but not all. I am Morrigan. Some call me advisor to Empress Celine on matters of the arcane. You have been very busy this evening, hunting in every dark corner of the palace.
How do you know that?
Perhaps you and I hunt the same prey.
I hope so.
I hope so. I could use another ally here.
A sentiment I share, considering recent events.
Recent events.
Recently I found and killed an unwelcome guest within these very halls. An agent of Tevinter. So I offer you this, Inquisitor. A key found on the Tevinter's body. Where it leads, I cannot say. Yet, if Celine is in danger, I cannot leave her side long enough to search. You can.
Is the Empress safe now?
You left Celine alone. Is that wise?
I must return to her anon, but she is safe enough, for the moment. 'Twould be a great fool who strikes at her in public in front of all her court and the Imperial Guard.
Why do you protect her?
What's your interest in protecting Empress Celine? Are you her bodyguard?
Do I seem a bodyguard to you?
Sort of.
If anything were to happen to Celine, eyes would turn first to her occult advisor, even if they knew otherwise. There are sharks in the water, and I will not fall prey to them. Not now, not ever.
Why did you kill him?
Why did you kill the agent? He might have had useful information.
I would not have slain the man on sight had he not attacked me first. Why?
Jitter.
Undoubtedly, I caught him in an illicit act.
He appeared out of
I
nowhere.
did not know from whence he came until after the battle, and regret only that I could not capture him alive. What intentions the Imperium has here, I suspect you know far better than I.
I know what door it opens.
Briala's people are whispering about disappearances in the servants' quarters. This key may lead there.
The ambassador does have eyes and ears everywhere, does she not? Proceed with caution, Inquisitor. Enemies abound, and not all of them aligned with Tevinter. What comes next will be most exciting.
Let's make this save. I don't know if I have to go back into the ballroom or not. Oh, I don't. But I'm gonna do it anyways. Maybe people have stuff to say. Greet the Empress and Lady Wayne. Wait, what's main quest right now? Enter the servants' quarters. Okay, so this is all just side quests.
Galira Tsuris Yavash, eldest daughter of the Ghana.
Lady Inquisitor.
What do you think of the bow?
I'd like your opinion of this gathering, milady.
It's doomed to fail, of course. Celine knows that. At least it should be amusing. We haven't had such a menagerie at court in living memory.
Seen anything interesting?
Have you noticed anything odd this evening?
Too few Imperial guards stand in attendance, my dear. A shame. They are so pleasantly decorative.
I'm not gonna dance with
Good
you.
evening, milady.
Mistress Nightingale,
Look at Lady Cambian's slippers, trimmed with pearls and emeralds. And those buckles. Toss her into the lake and she'll sink right to the bottom. What a disaster.
Shoes are your concern?
There's a Tevinter assassin on the loose and you're concerned about buckles on shoes.
Everyone needs a hobby. Besides, you can learn a great deal about a person from their clothing. Gold and jewels on a dancing slipper. A slipper is easily lost and finds itself in the dust and dirt. She is unconcerned with the possibility of losing the shoe or soiling it. A vulgar display of wealth. But Lady Cambian's family has recently lost most of its holdings. They have their title, but little else. So, how did Cambian acquire such a grand shoe, What has she done? Who has she bedded? These are all useful questions, no?
Only if you can answer them. You seem different here.
You're different here than in Skyhold. More approachable, perhaps.
This is Halam Shiral, Inquisitor. This is the Imperial Court. This is the beating heart of the Great Game. Of course, everyone is wearing a mask. I learned this very young. I was still a girl when I attended my first ball. All this, the smiles, the small talk, it is a dance. And like any dance, it can be learned. For some of us, it has become so familiar that the steps may be performed in our sleep.
Who should we support?
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
What we need most of all is a stable Orlais. Either Celine or Gaspard can give us that.
I have information.
I found this out. I'm not sure of its value.
Very interesting. It may not help our investigation, but we can put it to use. A little more dirt like this, and we might have some leverage in the court. If you find more, let me know.
Have you seen anything interesting?
Oh yes. Halam Shiral is lousy with scandals and scheming. But no sign of our Tevinter infiltrator, I'm afraid.
I'll speak later.
I should go. Be on your guard.
I always am.
Colin?
Inquisitor, is there something you needed?
We'll talk.
I await your...
Why would the Empress invite that elf woman?
The game, of course. Celine has something up her sleeve.
Inquisitor, to what do we owe this honor?
We are always delighted to speak with you, of course. Her Imperial Majesty is unfortunately occupied at present.
I found something.
My investigations turned up something interesting.
It's about Briella.
It concerns Ambassador Briella. My investigations turned up something interesting. It concerns the Grand Duke.
He threatened the council.
He's made a lot of threats to the Council of Heralds.
The Grand Duke is all talk, Inquisitor.
Very loud talk, accompanied by swords. He has never had any skill at the game.
Good evening.
Until next time, Inquisitor.
Do take care. Enjoy the masquerade.
Is there something we may do for you?
We will speak to the Empress on your behalf.
My investigations turned up something interesting. It concerns Ambassador Briella.
She killed negotiators.
She killed ambassadors from both Celine and Gaspard and forged documents to both sides.
How despicable!
After the Empress extended her hospitality? She's better at the game than we thought.
The servants spy for her.
Her people have infiltrated every part of the Winter Palace.
This is extremely alarming, Inquisitor.
She could be spying on our every word. How exciting!
My investigations turned up... It concerns the Grand Duke.
Let's discuss an
If the
alliance.
evening ends favorably for the Empress, how does the Inquisition benefit?
Her Imperial Majesty brings the might of the Orlesian Empire with her friendship.
She is also a respected diplomat and world leader. She can forge alliances for you with Rivain, Antiva, the Underfells. And she throws the best parties.
Can I ask about the talks?
I'd like to know more about the negotiations.
I hold a ball.
It seems strange to hold peace talks during a ball.
The nobility must do things very differently in Austria.
By Orlesian tradition, moments of great solemnity are celebrated with revels and feasts. While joyous occasions are given time for reflection and contemplation. We must never forget that life is both bitter and sweet.
The ball is an opportunity to celebrate life and hope for the future, while we mourn those killed in the war.
What are Celine's goals?
What is the Empress trying to accomplish with the negotiations?
Peace is her only objective, Inquisitor.
Gaspard and Briella are driven by personal ambitions, but those desires threaten the safety of all Orlesians. The war must end tonight. We must conclude this to deal with the larger crisis.
Tell me about the leaders.
What can you tell me about the other parties involved in the talks?
Gaspard is a decorated general, much beloved by the Imperial Army, and a legend among chevaliers.
He is better suited to the battlefield than the throne, and he would gladly make his palace a war camp. He's also fiendishly charming. Lady Briella has great intentions to change the lives of the elves for the better. Even if her plans could never work and would only provoke hate crimes against alienages.
She is an idealist, but her lack of patience could prove disastrous.
I have questions.
Perhaps you could tell me something then.
Who are you?
We haven't been properly introduced.
How rude of us to forget. Milady Inquisitor, may I present Lady Couteau?
And Lady Colombe.
And of course, Lady Fleur. We are the Empress's ladies-in-waiting.
Tell me about Celine.
I'd like to know more about Empress Celine.
Her Majesty has held the throne since she was just 16 years old.
She is respected and beloved, not just in Orlais, but across Thedas.
She doesn't care much for liver, and she drinks her tea black.
Okay.
Good evening.
Until next time, Inquisitor.
Do take care.
Enjoy the masquerade!
Sup?
Inquisitor Trevelyan. Slumming even more than usual, I see. You've charmed some of the nobles. We'll see how long you can keep their favor. What brings you to me?
Can I ask about the talks?
I want to know more about the peace talks.
Tell me about the leaders.
What can you tell me about Celine and Gaspard?
Gaspard is a warmonger. He served in the war against Ferelden and fought a dozen skirmishes on the Navarran border. He's a simple man. Simple men aren't hard to manipulate. Celine is the voice of reason in the Empire. But reason is cautious. Reason looks for compromise. Reason doesn't choose radical change, however sorely it may be needed.
I want to know more about the peace talks.
I want to know more about you.
I had a question about you, Briala.
I'm an elf, Inquisitor. That should tell you everything you need to know about my life. I'm good at what I do. That's all that matters. I will help my people no matter the cost.
Who are you? Wait. You and Celine were lovers?
I've been told you were romantically involved with the Empress.
I didn't take you for a gossip monger, Inquisitor. I suppose your spies have already briefed you, so there's no point in pretending. Yes, Celine and I were lovers once, but we've gone our separate ways now.
Who are you?
What's your story? How is an elf invited to the Empress's ball as an ambassador?
Empress Celine and I have history. There was a time when I put my spies at her disposal. She knows my qualifications. We had a falling out. Now we are negotiating to determine whether I return to her side in the war.
What happened?
What do you mean, we had a falling out?
She betrayed me. Turned me over to the guards on a trumped-up charge to save her political reputation. It wasn't personal. It's the game. That's how all Orlesians justify these things to themselves. It wouldn't do to let the court know she had an elven friend.
And if the negotiation fails?
If she doesn't win you back to her side, what do you intend to do?
I have contingency plans. I'm not a child putting all my hopes on a single ball. This evening gives me access to Duke Gaspard. He's challenging. Not as progressive or persuadable as his cousin. But with time and sufficient blackmail, he might work with us.
You know how that sounds.
You just told me you have reason to betray the Empress.
I know it's incriminating. Few harbor more resentment against Celine than I. But if she died after inviting me here, the court would certainly pin her death on me. An elf assassinating the Empress? Alienages across Orlais, across all Thedas, would be purged. That cannot happen.
I've learned some things.
You might be interested in what I've found.
It's incriminating.
It's about you, actually.
I found the ambassadors.
You murdered negotiators and stole their documents.
In Orlesian politics, Inquisitor, murder and intrigue barely count as trying. If that shocked you, wait until Celine shows her hand.
You infiltrated the palace.
I found the drop point, Briala. I know your people are hidden all over the palace.
Of course they are. I'd be a poor spy master if I didn't have spies, Inquisitor.
You might be interested in what I found. It's about Gaspard.
He threatened to cancel.
He's been threatening the nobles on the Council of Heralds.
Typical. Gaspard's always been a bully, regardless of the Chevalier Code.
Alright.
We'll speak more later, Ambassador.
Another time, Inquisitor.
No one seems to care about all this evidence.
My friend, come in, have a drink. What can I do for you? You've been busily charming the court, I see.
I want to know about you.
I'd like to know more about you.
All of Orlais knows my story. But you, my friend, are far too sensible to be Orlesian. The heart of it is simple. I am the rightful heir to the throne of Orlais. But my cousin, Celine, is a politician, while I am a man of action. She charmed the Council of Heralds. They gave the crown to her, and while it looks fetching on her, I intend to take it back.
You're the true heir?
What's your claim to the throne?
The 100 Days Cough swept Valroya in 877. It killed thousands of children, royalty and commoner alike. There are only 3 living grandchildren of Emperor Judicael I. Myself, my sister Floriane, and Celine. And I am the eldest. By rights, the crown should have passed to me.
How did Celine take power?
If you're the rightful heir, how did Celine become empress?
I am the oldest, but I lack the Valmont name. My mother was the late Emperor's sister. Celine is a Valmont. Her honored father was my mother's brother. But she is the youngest. When there is any doubt surrounding the line of succession, the matter falls to the Council of Heralds. Celine outplayed me, forming alliances on the Council for support. So they passed over me in her favor.
You're here to negotiate.
So you intend to out-negotiate your cousin?
It will take heroic effort on my part, Inquisitor, and a lot of brandy. The talks will take most of the evening. Make her willing, we will emerge triumphant.
I'd like to know more.
All of Orlais. The heart... But they gave the crown to her. And while it looks...
Okay,
the talks will take most...
We'll speak later.
Another time. It is always good to see you, my friend. You seem better at making friends among the nobility than I. Well done.
Let's talk politics.
I have a question about the peace talks.
Tell me about your politics.
What are you hoping to achieve at the negotiations?
I intend to take back what is rightfully mine. Celine stole the crown through politicking. But I am the rightful emperor of Orlais. The empire has been mired in intrigue for too long. We need a clear course of action.
What course of action?
What action did you have in mind?
The empire is declining. We cannot allow Nevarra and Ferelden to chip away our borders. I will see Orlais return to glory as the strongest nation in Thedas.
You want to fight more wars.
You intend to return to expansionism.
I like to solve problems in the simplest manner, my friend.
What do you get out of this?
You didn't extend this invitation out of the goodness of your heart, Grand Duke.
As you might have guessed, I'm not the most political man. If the nobles believe the Inquisition supports me, it will help in negotiations. And I take joy in watching the scandalized expressions when they see us together.
Tell me about the others.
What can you tell me about Celine and Briala?
Brianna may be called ambassador, but she is purely a spy. She works towards some hidden agenda. Elves have no place in politics. Her presence here is suspicious. Celine is a skilled player in the game. She knows how to get her way with a few words and a smile. But the game is a farce. I will prove that a few hundred chevaliers are better than diplomacy.
Tell me about the peace talks.
What will be going on in these negotiations?
We will whittle one another down with words until we are bored into agreement. Celine will talk circles around us, that elf will glower and cast suspicion everywhere, and I will get very drunk. Somehow, by the time they stop serving drinks, our war will be ended. Politics, my friend.
I'm not a fan of this guy. What if the drinks run out?
What calamities befall us if they stop serving drinks early?
If we're lucky, another war will break out. I cannot abide the game, my friend. I prefer my enemies armed and facing me. I like clear winners and losers. Give me a battlefield, Inquisitor. I will show you who the victors are. When I am Emperor, there will be changes. No more of this courtier's nonsense. The nobles may not like it, but after a few lose their heads, they'll fall in line.
You're gonna kill people. I found something interesting.
I discovered something you might be interested in.
I found something on you.
It's about you, in fact.
They threatened to cancel.
Want to tell me why you were threatening the members of the Council of Heralds?
The language of politics, Inquisitor. If you cannot bribe politicians, you threaten them into backing down. Most of the Council are Celine's lapdogs. There was little chance I could win their support any other way.
I discovered something you might be interested in. It's about Briala.
Some servants spy for Briala.
She's got people hidden among the servants all over the palace.
I suspected as much, but couldn't confirm it. She's a difficult adversary to predict. There's no telling what move she intends to make.
Some servants spy for Briala.
She's got people hidden among the servants.
I suspect
Alright.
she's a difficult adversary to predict.
Briala is sabotaging the
There's no
talks.
telling what move she intends to make.
She's killed ambassadors and changed their documents.
You can prove this. Now that is interesting. What is she trying to accomplish? She bears closer watching than I thought.
Alright.
We'll speak
another time.
Who's here?
Duke Gaspard has
Josephine.
made a fortune at alliance.
If the Inquisitor is here with Gaspard,
I
hello.
wonder if
Mean
the
that
Lady
Andraste
Inquisitor
wants him to be
agrees.
emperor.
Alright, you don't have anything new.
I'll see.
Another.
Is it true the Inquisitor was handed out of the Fade by Andraste?
Is this it? Just looking at each other and what? I'm waiting for the party to start.
Back soon.
Not go.
Damn it. Alright, back to investigating.
Gaspard does.
He and Celine aren't getting anywhere.
Where are Alban and Colette?
Who cares? Is that?
Are we ready to move out?
Have you wit?
Nothing yet. I will let you know. I'll be watching.
Does this work yet?
I had no idea.
Alright. I guess at some point, eventually they work. Do I have the key for this? That's a no. These two are locked from the other side. Guess I have to climb that thing again. Actually, what's down below? These were locked, weren't they? Or I just couldn't interact with it straight up. Yeah, okay. Back to the garden. I'm not gonna enter the servants' quarters, not yet.
I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Have you seen anything new?
No, sadly. I do not have the look of one of the... I wonder how masked men live there. If you want to find something useful...
Okay.
Gaspard is wasting his time.
Does anyone have a report?
Let's make a save here. Let's go. That's close. No, my points. I need my point back. It's probably too late. Alright, got 1 point back. I probably should head back because I did that. Alright. I have to stop here now. I'll just save over this.